Welcome to Find It in Fergus Falls. I'm Lisa Workman with the Fergus Falls Area Chamber of Commerce. Well, I hope that you have had a chance to get out and enjoy this beautiful wintry weather and then get out and shop with our local retailers during the holiday season. We sure appreciate when you take the time to shop locally and you dedicate yourself to supporting our many small businesses and our many other businesses throughout Fergus Falls. Of course, I just want to give you a reminder that we do have Fergus Bucks available. They are year-round, but they do make great holiday gifts. So if you wish there was something like a gift card for all of Fergus Falls, you know, you're not sure what someone's favorite restaurant is or what store they'd like to spend at, you can pick up Fergus Bucks at the Chamber office, or you can give us a call at 218-736-6951 and order them. Again, Fergus Bucks can be spent at any one of our Chamber member businesses. That's over 350 options throughout Fergus Falls. Well, speaking of Fergus Falls, Jean Bowman with the City of Fergus Falls is going to be joining us on the show, and we are going to talk about snow emergency, and then some fun that you can have this winter with snow and ice. So stay tuned.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you.
Welcome back to Find It in Fergus Falls. Jean Bowman, the Communications Manager with the City of Fergus Falls, has joined us on the show. And well, Jean, it's been a while. I think the last time you were on the show, we were talking about pools and campground, and now it's a whole new season.
That's right. And your show, can we give your show credit for that passing 60%?
Absolutely.
We'll do that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, and that's part of the purpose of our show on Find It in Fergus Falls, is to share the facts, valuable information that everyone in our community can use. And now that we've switched gears from pools and election season, now it's time to talk about snow and ice.
Absolutely.
So,
good day for that.
It is. And I will say, you know, this town is beautiful, covered in snow.
Oh, it's like being in a snow globe.
It is. It's been very pretty. But there have been, you've got some crews with the city that, boy, they have been doing an amazing job, and they have been putting in some long hours when it comes to snow removal.
Absolutely. And, you know, they can work up to a 12-hour shift if
Wow.
needed. And you've talked a lot about workforce, and the city's no different. When we're short-staffed, we've got to push everybody to the max to get their 12-hour shift in and then off and then back behind the wheel again. So,
Well, big thank you to all of those who are
Yes.
out moving and removing and, you know, making things safe again. And boy, I feel like, you know, if they had been working round the clock 24/7 with this amount of snow, it would be tough to keep up.
It
So
sure
kudos
would.
to them, and thank you to all of them and for the
Absolutely.
work they've been putting in.
Absolutely, and we're going to talk about a couple of different policies that the city has that helps them do their job more efficiently and safer. It's safer for them, and it's safer for people's cars and pedestrians and all those good things. So there's a reason behind having some rules. You can't just be willy-nilly about this.
Right, and that's, you know, they've got a plan, they found the most efficient routes, and again, with the amount of snow that we've had over this week, you know, snow after snow after snow, it's tough to keep up, and, you know, we all want our road plowed first. It doesn't work that way. It just takes time, and we all need to be patient. So I think that's a big reminder for folks to be patient as you're waiting for the plows to come by.
Right, and we've got two snow removal scenarios. I'll let you pick which one we talk about first. There's kind of your typical snowy days, what's going to happen to my street, and then there's snow emergencies, and what are those all about? So you pick.
I'm kind of thinking we should talk snow emergency first, since we, I think, are in the middle of one right now.
We are in a snow emergency. All right, that's
And
our
this
pick
isn't,
first.
and right, and snow emergency, just to clarify too, it's not like a weather-related no travel thing. Snow emergency is, well, you explain what that is, but we are in one currently as of
Yes.
Thursday, December 15th, and it'll go through Monday, December
19th?
19th.
At 11:59 p.m. Absolutely.
Okay. So we've got several days.
Right. And so the snow emergency is parking related, and it is determined by our Public Works Director in collaboration with our city administrator and the chief of police. So Kyle and Andrew and Guy Taylor determined this yesterday early in the morning. You know, I think it was mid-morning when they said, okay, this needs to happen.
Right. We're not keeping up.
We're not keeping up, absolutely. And there was more snow in the forecast. So that's how they have to all agree on it, because the thing about the snow emergency is that we'll talk about the rules and conditions, but those who don't comply get their car towed.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, and that's the police department that does that. So we need to be sure that they're on board with that and ready to do that extra duty, because of course when road conditions are poor, there are more accidents anyway. So the safety is part of the whole reason for this.
Absolutely, and of course with the amount of snow that we've gotten too, you know, you can only go around a car certain amount of times, and pretty soon now your road's gotten narrow, and you know, we have to move cars off the roads in order to get them fully plowed. And I think it feels like it's been a long time since we've had this much snow this early.
And in such a short period of time.
Right.
So the basic snow emergency is this, and the timing is 5 p.m. on a certain day till 5 p.m. then the next day. So within that 24-hour period, you're going to be parking on either an odd side of the street. That means the house address ends in an odd number, 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9. We're not going to talk about prime numbers today. That's for another day. And like today is the 16th, so starting at 5 o'clock today, we want people only on the even side of the street.
So you match up your house number with what the date is, and that's the appropriate side to park on.
Right, from 5 p.m. until 5 p.m. the next date.
What about, okay, so for 24 hours.
Yeah,
okay.
So right now it's the 16th, but it's 11 in the morning, so we're still operating on the odd side. We're in that 24-hour window of odd side parking.
Okay.
Yep. And so this will happen, goes back and forth, odd, even, until Monday night at 11:59. So the 19th being an odd day, at 5 p.m. on the 19th until almost midnight, you need to be back on the odd side of the street.
Okay. So, yeah.
It's clear as mud, I know.
Yes.
And we've got some graphics on Facebook and on our website to help people with that. It doesn't matter whether you're, on the north side or the south side, because that's inconsistent throughout town.
Sure.
Whether you're east-west or north-south, that's irrelevant. And depending on how many places you've lived, it's different. So in Fergus, it's the odd-even.
Odd-even path. So
Yep.
we're in that until Monday, December 19th.
At 11:59.
At 11:59 p.m. So
Now I have to put a little asterisk there, because if we get more snow,
that could change.
It could change.
It could extend it.
Yeah.
That
So we just wanted to be sure that people know that. And for the people who we did tow, the city did have to tow some people last night, and the police department has issued citations for that. And right now they're just $50. If you go in within 72 hours and take care of that, it's just done with $50. If it needs to go to the court longer than that, then it's going to be more than $50.
Sure.
And I'll say, we've had some people say, well, how was I supposed to know? Well, the very nature of an emergency is that we don't have a lot of time to get the word out. But we put this out on our social media. It's on our website. We sent it to all the local news outlets, the Fargo news outlets.
Sure.
But we know that we're not everybody is glued to the TV or to their phone.
Right.
But we want people to think logically, like, oh, we've had 8 inches of snow. I wonder how the city's going to take care of that. And give us a call at City Hall, 218-332-5400. If you're not a tech person or you're not engaged with the news, just give us a call and ask, and we'll set you straight.
Right, and you can answer people's questions if they're wondering, does it continue? If the plow comes by on their side of the street, can they park there again, or should they still follow the guidelines?
They can park there. In the main arteries downtown, on Union and Lincoln, certainly those streets are wide enough, but we'd still prefer that people stick to the routine, because that helps with passage of the snow plows when they do go through, or now the snow is expose the ice, and so now we're out sanding
Sure.
and salt, and we don't want to do a lot of that because it's not great for the environment as spring comes and it gets into our groundwater. So we do try to minimize that, but that's what comes next after the plowing. So
Right, and in addition to that, it's not just the plowing and making, ginormous snowbanks. Well, then they come around and they remove the snow too. So
Right.
it gets, in many places it gets hauled away.
Right, and they don't do the hauling away until all the roads have been cleared.
Right.
So that's good. One little PS I'll add, people have said, well, what if I have garbage pickup on a day that
Yep.
all the cars are parked on my side of the street? Does the garbage change? And it does not. The garbage and recycling schedule remains the same. We just ask that people put their garbage can within or outside of 3 feet of a car, front or back bumper.
Sure.
That gives our pickup truck room to
grab it.
manipulate without catching a car limb in,
Yeah.
in the midst of that.
Well, all these challenges and we've been through it year after year as hardy Minnesotans, but it's like it kind of like sneaks up on you and you're like, oh yeah, that's right, I've got to do this, or how many of us are refilling our salt for our sidewalks.
Right.
Now it should be another thing we need to touch on too is sidewalks. I know I have been busy at the chamber with a shovel quite a bit over the last few days.
And we appreciate that. By city ordinance, sidewalks need to be cleared, and they are the responsibility of the property owner, whether you're a resident or a commercial space. They are your responsibility to be clear within 24 hours after the end of a snow event. So, we don't expect you to have been out there every 3 or 4 hours during the past 3 or 4 days, but once things ended, which was, I'd say, yesterday late at night, you've got all day today to get out there and clear the snow, and we want everybody to be safe. I mean, we're not, this heavy, wet snow it can be dangerous, and if you're not fit as a fiddle, we encourage you to reach out to somebody, a neighbor or a church group, or Jesse Thorsted's snow shoveling group and ask for help, or maybe a neighbor who's got a snow blower would assist. So
Right.
Be smart about that, please.
Absolutely. And I think too that although you don't have to have it done within 24 hours, I found that, to try to keep up with it when possible is a
Yeah.
lot easier than waiting for, to have to move a foot at a time. So.
Right. Should we touch on a kind of a basic snow day?
Yeah. So once we get past this particular snow emergency route, and let's say, it snows maybe 1.5 inches or so, not an enormous amount. Like we've got everything cleared up. What do we do on a regular snow day?
Well, the magic number is 3 inches. 3 inches, it doesn't require a snow emergency, but it requires plowing. So
Sure.
that's the point at which our public works director alone
Sends out the plows.
Can say he sends out the plows. And what they'll do first is they'll plow the priority routes, and those are sort of those main arteries we talked about. We need to be sure everybody can get to the hospital, that our fire department and police department are accessible. And then the secondary ones are those going to schools and businesses.
Sure.
We want to be sure everybody can get there. And lastly are going to be our low volume streets, and that includes a lot of the residential areas, your alleys, your city parking lots. Those
Sure.
will be the last to plow. And again, during those regular plowing incidents, there's not a where should I park kind of thing. In those situations, we just really ask residents to use their good judgment and try to stay off the streets. I know yesterday before we declared the snow emergency, everybody was sort of willy-nilly and driving around, and we'd hoped that not everybody's like you or me who get rides to work and minimize the cars out there.
Yes.
But when people can do that voluntarily, it sure helps get the job done more quickly and safely.
Absolutely. And of course, anytime you can park off the street, that certainly helps. And, just any part that we can play to help the city crew. They're working some long, hard hours, and
They sure are.
they're out driving in these conditions when most of us are not.
We're snug
We don't
as a
have
bug
to-
in a rug, right?
Yep, there you go. So we've got snow. Anything else to touch on when it comes to snow?
Well, let's segue into the recreation piece of.
Let's talk about the ice part.
Right.
The fun
And you know
stuff.
what? I thought of that because the same people who are out plowing right now will be the people who get our skating rinks ready.
Wow. So
That's-
they are super busy.
They are super busy, and this is all part of our public works team, and they do. They're the ones who kind of do the other duties as assigned in the
Yeah.
city. So they've got lots of responsibilities. So we actually have 4 outdoor skating rinks in Fergus Falls.
Wow.
And those are at Cleveland School and at Channing, and then also at Lake Alice and at Pebble Lake, right off of the access there. Now, no rinks have been prepared yet because it was too warm, and now
Right.
it's too snowy, and of course our staff are busy plowing. But we're hoping that with the cold weather next week, we'll be able to tend to the skating. So
Good ice making weather.
I know,
as we call
right?
it.
So they'll obviously on the lakes, and they'll need to plow first or use their brushes to get their brush tractors to get the snow off of the ice, and then they flood it. So those things will happen. I want to give people the hours of those because there are warming houses at the Cleveland rink and at Channing and Lake Alice. So
Yeah.
the Cleveland warming house is staffed every day from 3:30 to 8 Monday through Friday, and from noon until 8 p.m. on weekends. So
Nice.
we also try to be open on non-school days if we have staff to provide that. So those warming houses are available. And then the Channing and Lake Alice warming houses are open, but there's no staff there. So,
Okay.
if you have a little one who needs help lacing up their skates or,
Go along.
putting your mittens on or those kinds of things, go with them. And the lights are on a timer, so they go off at 9 o'clock, every day. So,
And again, like you said, hoping to have them ready over Christmas break, but again, it takes time. They've got to move some snow, do some flooding. Again, the temperatures have to align with ice making.
Absolutely.
Um,
And we'll put that up on our Facebook page and let the media know once we're ready to go with that. And especially with kids out of school for the Christmas break and people home for
Right.
Christmas vacation, our college kids are going to be home, so we know everybody likes to get out on those
so,
rinks.
so for outdoor options, and it's free for folks to ice skate on those outdoor rinks too.
Right. The other thing that's free is open skating in our community arena.
Okay.
So a lot of people think, oh, the community arena is just for hockey players and figure skaters, and that's not true. We do have open skating there Wednesday afternoons from 1 to 3 and Sunday evenings from 6 to 7:30. So
Okay.
if you want to skate indoors at the community arena, those are the hours for that. We don't have equipment available for rent for skating. So,
Okay.
you've got to have your own skating equipment like this, which is just ice skates.
Yeah.
You don't need a helmet. But
Some
the
of
other
us should probably have a helmet.
I know, I need 2 helmets. But the other thing is that they do offer skate sharpening there. They've got a
Okay.
guy who will do the sharpening, and that's anytime that the arena is open, and it's just $5 a pair. So
Okay, so they can get them sharpened at the arena. The other option is there's a drop-off option at Fergus Home and Hardware too for ice skates too.
Yes,
So
yes, so-
you can always skate better with a nice sharp blade.
absolutely. That's like,
Some of
slice-
us were beyond help.
It's sort of like slicing bread with a dull knife. Don't do that. We don't recommend that. The last thing I wanted to just put a plug in for is curling.
Okay, yeah, that's in Fergus Falls now.
So curling is, it's become more popular after the Winter Olympics, and that's I haven't ever done it. Have you ever done it?
I have not. I've watched it. I like watching it.
But it requires our indoor ice rinks to be, they do this on the North Rink, they have different
They
lines
stripe
on
them.
it.
Yeah,
It's kind of like
stripe
you
them.
can't play tennis on a pickleball court and
No.
vice versa. So there's special striping on the North Rink, and they're doing curling on Sunday nights, and they've been doing it all through November and December on Sunday evenings from 6:30 to 8:30. And I looked at the calendar, and this Sunday would be the last time because the Sunday after that is the 25th, and I don't think they'll be curling
They will
then.
not be curling on
No.
Christmas Day.
But I'm going to give you a phone number and a Facebook page to check because they're starting leagues in January.
Very cool.
So they've had this couple of months to get people trying it, and they're doing lessons. I mean, everybody's new to it. Nobody in
Right.
Fergus is a pro. So let me give you a phone number. It's 218-731-9422. 218-731-9422. And they do have a Facebook page. It's Fergus Falls Area Curling. Don't do Fergus Curling because that's another community, but Fergus Falls Area Curling, and they're really responsive. So you can look at schedules, connect with them there, and they'll let you
Check
know
it out.
what's up. Yeah.
Something new in town.
I know.
Well, today we've been talking about ice and snow, and there's a lot of good things that go along with it too. It's been fun to see pictures on Facebook of people, all the fabulous snowmen.
Oh,
and
yesterday
the
was awesome.
sledding that are going on. This has been, these are some of the things that we get to enjoy in our
Right.
community for that too.
And when you said sledding, you made me think about snowshoeing and cross-country skiing, which, people can do in our parks. A lot of people like to cross-country ski up at Kirkbride Park. There's some beautiful area up there for that.
Right.
And actually, I've got my snowshoes in the car, so let's do that over lunch.
A lot of good things to take advantage of.
Absolutely, yeah.
With the winter season. Gina, folks have questions on the times for the arenas or the snow emergency. What's the best way to get questions answered?
I would say there are three things. You can check our website, which is www.ci.fergus-falls.mn.us. We're going to come up with a new shorter page for that for you. I promise. That's on my to-do list. So our website, you can call City Hall 218-332-5400 or check us out on Facebook. We'll keep those three sources are always up to date.
Lots of great information there.
And
Well,
you
thanks.
can call our, I'm sorry, I was going to see if I do have our Park and Rec number directly, 218-332-5806. If you want to give Pam Muxfeld a call, she can answer all those recreation related questions for you.
Fantastic. So
Yeah.
we get some recreation along with the snow and ice that Mother Nature has
Absolutely.
delivered.
Stay active. It's good for your body and soul.
Absolutely. Well, I'm so glad that you joined us on the show today to share all the news that's happening with snow and ice in the city of Fergus Falls. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Lisa.
You bet. We'll be back after a little break.
The ultimate Wi-Fi experience is here with the Park Region My Safety Net app. Welcome home to My Safety Net. The My Safety Net app is designed to easily tailor a custom Wi-Fi experience. The My Safety Net app is simple and intuitive. All features are accessible from the home dashboard. Easily create profiles for people, places, and things. Pause the internet. Set schedules. Run bandwidth tests. Get performance alerts and device statistics. Enhanced features allow you to filter content, prioritize devices and activities, get notified and keep track of web threats, intrusions, and blocked viruses. My Safety Net app. Connect, control, and tailor the ultimate Wi-Fi experience. My Safety Net by Park Region. Call today.
Well, thanks to Jean Bowman with the City of Fergus Falls for joining us today and sharing some very valuable and important information about snow removal, snow emergencies, and of course fun stuff like ice skating. Well, if you're looking for a fun job, I am hiring a new administrative assistant at the Fergus Falls Chamber. We've had some promotions throughout the organization. Gina Ackerson has been promoted to our marketing specialist. So we have an opening for a full-time administrative assistant. So if you are a type of person or know someone who's very organized and has worked in an office setting or has education in business management, office professional, that type of person who's very organized and has some bookkeeping skills, I would love to meet them. We have a great work environment, super fun culture. We get to do a lot of fun things too. And of course, I think we have the best view of any office building throughout Fergus Falls. So if you are interested or if you know somebody who is interested, please have them get in touch with me at the Fergus Falls Chamber. They can send their cover letter and email a resume to me at lworkman@fergusfalls.com, and we encourage you to apply by December 23rd. That's Friday, December 23rd is the application deadline. Of course, you can find out more details about this position and many other jobs in the community at fergusfalls.com/jobs. I'm Lisa Workman. This has been Find It in Fergus Falls. I wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we will see you in 2023.